What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Happy new moon, happy solstice, and welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I am honored to be your host tonight. And we have a really, really special show. A lot of amazing, some of our absolute favorite presenters are with us tonight, including Cornflower. So definitely get ready to rock and roll and move and groove, because when he plays, we all rock. I'm really excited that Dr. Kat Lewis is with us tonight. She's been on the show several times. Our regulars know her, but she recently submitted an understanding of the science of love and the science of how our heart heals. This is so profound and so important. So I'm really grateful that she's going to be with us tonight to share her wisdom. And as many of you know, it's the annual Enlightening Our Way Together weekend. And so we've got several of the key people from that program with us, including our beloved Summer Joy Raymer. And how perfect to have Summer Joy on the show at the same time as Cornflower, because they make a great dynamic duo. And Shine Heather Elizabeth is with us. Also a big part of Unity Earth and Enlightening Our Way Together. Our beloved brother, Chief Phil Lane, is with us, and we're going to hear from Phil in a moment. He's one of the founders of Enlightening Our Way Together. And our dynamic duo of Desiree and Diara are with us. They're going to be leading prayer time a little bit later in the evening. And as if it wasn't already an amazing show, he's back. Sean J., the amazing, magical being who blows our mind with tricks that he spends years developing in order. He doesn't have a social life. He just practices magic so he can blow our minds once a year. So we're really grateful to have Sean with us. And to get the show started the way that we love to do it so much, our house musical artist, Mr. Omar Shar.
Yes, indeed, that would be me. And welcome everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube. And here we go again. We're at the solstice, so wherever you are on the world, we're either going one way or the other, but it's all one. So this is a song that we can dance to, but it's about our ancestors that are speaking through us now, and who in fact at one level are us. So it's called Out of the Blue. Whatever happened to the ones that came before? Did they just vanish into the blue? Maybe they're living the dream we know to be true, and reaching their hands back out of the blue. My heart is so ready to embrace all that's new. I feel the love calling for me to break on through. With peace on my mind, I know that I'm coming to a new way of life that feels so true. Here we go. There's nothing here to hold me back from you. The clouds of my life have blown away. My lightness of being lifts me every day. I find myself feeling not so blue. Heart is so ready to embrace all that's new. I feel the love calling for me to break on through. With peace on my mind, I know that I'm coming to a new way of life that feels so true.
Let's go to gallery view, where we're all going to send Omashar and our cheerleading squad, our dance team, lots of appreciation. That's really wonderful. And thank you, Omashar, for getting us off to a wonderful dynamic start. I also when I was going through what we're going to do tonight, I also want to acknowledge that we are going to conclude the show with a memorial time for our beloved Jay Mayer, who passed away this week. We've got some special things to show, some photos, some videos, and some memories of this wonderful man who was such a big part of launching the Global Peace Tribe. And his beloved partner, Jan, is blessing us with her presence tonight. So that'll be towards the end of the show tonight. And we also will have time for prayers. You know, there's so many amazing people that come through our show, and I feel so grateful for all of our presenters. There are those few that everything they say and the passion with which they say it just rings through my body, and I think through the bodies of most of us. And Chief Phil Lane is the epitome of that. Phil so lives his passionate love for humanity and his passionate desire for us to wake up and to become conscious. And so we're going to be blessed with some prayer from Chief Phil and also some words of wisdom. And I invite everybody to just really give this your full attention, because he's truly the embodiment of the words that flow through him. So happy new moon, happy solstice, and welcome back to the Awakening World, Brother Phil.
Thank you, my very beloved brother, and all our beloved relatives who are gathered around this sacred spiritual fire that you create every week and so many times. And we just give thanksgiving for that. And I think particularly at this time when we're having our sixth Enlightening Away together, and we can look back to 2020 and see what's unfolded since that time. One of the things we this here this evening we're mourning, and that is the loss of loved ones, beloved ones. Some gone in a flash without even knowing they're going to go, because none of us know what is going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen the next day. We do know, though, if we follow that spiritual path as best we can, that our Creator is the ever forgiving, and that's why it's so important for us to all understand and know that what all's happened here in these last hundreds of years, and even since the beginning of this divine plan that has no beginning, it has not been punishment. It's been spiritual preparation. That outwardly it might seem like fire and vengeance, but inwardly it's purifying water, purifying away all the intergenerational trauma, all the things that happened to us since we were born of this world, pure beings, pure, beautiful beings. And it's part of the process of why we're here. And in this process, there are those spiritual times, those times of synergies, of synchronicities, new moon, as well as the solstice unites, because as we're moving out of winter towards summer, others are moving from summer to winter. But it's all about balance, equilibrium. So I would like to before I share some highlights, what's unfolding in our Lightning Over Together, I'd like to share a prayer from my heart, and especially remembering Brother Jay and all those beloved ones who have been lost in whatever way, and especially for those nameless relatives. We know that every few seconds, a loved one, a child, leaves this world because of lack of food, lack of clean water, lack of easy health care if they had access to it, and simply a lack of a place to put their head, exposure. So we want to remember those relatives too as they leave this world of shadows and pass on to the worlds of light. Hoten Kashla Wakantaka, Creator of the universe, most beloved one, all powerful one, most kind one, most compassionate one, ever forgiving one, almost sublime one. O blessed beauty, O ancient of days. We open our hearts and minds and souls and beings to your holy power to awaken us to the understanding that each of us is a sovereignty, ancient and perishable and everlasting, each and every one of us, creator of all good things, and wash away from our hearts and minds anything but the reflection and mention of all those things that are sacred and beyond the world of names, and the murmur of syllables and sounds, and the murmur of syllables and sounds. And creator of all good things, on this beautiful night, as we move into the solstice, which has already begun with our relatives in Australia, beautiful sharing. We bless this treaty that's finally been made with those relatives there, those star beings in Australia. In fact, Creator, help us to understand that within each of every one of our cells are iron, created in supernovas. Yes, we are indigenous people, Mother Earth, but we're also children of this very vast universe. It has no beginning and no end from what we can see and understand. And yet we know that even beyond this world of time and space are worlds far greater than this world we are in today. Just like in comparison to the womb world of the mother, we compare this world. That's how great this great universe is. And we know that every star has its fixed planets in which there's life no one can compute. So let us open our hearts and minds to this, creator of all good things, and asking respect and unity and thanksgiving to the east, from where comes the red sunrise and those tribes and nations. To the south, where comes new life and all those tribes and nations. To the west, where comes thunder and lightning, to all those beloved relatives. The north, where comes the cleansing white snow, to all those beloved relatives. And to Father Sky and Mother Earth, especially giving our respect to our beloved Mother and her representative womankind. We ask, Creator of all good things, that we might truly, each and every one of us, fulfill all the sacred spiritual qualities which we have within us, which are infinite and which can be called divine masculine, divine feminine, but in the foundation, they are the very foundation of this universe. To be gentle, to be kind, to be compassionate, to have courage and strength, to have balance, to have patience, to have humility, and a humble, kind, loving, courageous person. Who is that, a man or a woman? Because we know our souls have no ethnicity, have no race, have no class. Our souls are a reflection of the oneness of our Creator, oneness of Wakantaka, the great spirit, the great mystery. Reflection of the oneness of God, however you want to phrase that. And Creator, we just give thanksgiving in that manner. And share this prayer to the unity of our human family. Oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal unto them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, lead them not to themselves, but guide their steps to light of knowledge and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their helper and their Lord. And I feel just moved. I want to share this one sacred chant I love so much. And then I'd like to share after that some highlights that are unfolding from within Enlightening Over together. Oh, oh. Namah Shivaya. One of the really brilliant uh, dimensions of this year's Enlightened Away Together is the Global Fire Ceremony Room, Global Fire Room, Ceremony Room. And anytime, 24/7, you can come there. Right now, as unfolding this whole process of 12 different locations around Mother Earth, already begin with Australia, moving around until tomorrow. We hit here, for instance, at 10:11 a.m. Eastern time, but that's in movement. At the same time, we have, through the help of my beloved son Tiger, we've created a uh, a whole series, a whole cycle of different chants and prayers and songs from every spiritual tradition we could think of. I mean, from the Buddhist scriptures to our Quechua relatives, to indigenous peoples here, the Native American church, to the Zoroastrian faith, to the Jewish faith, the Christian faith, the Muslim faith, the Baha'i faith, uh, to our beloved Sikh relatives. Every single way we could, and we are always welcome and open. Because when I listen to those chants in those different languages, I can just feel it drawing like a magnet, drawing our relatives together in one heart and one mind and many bodies, as has been prophesied. Another quite exciting thing that's happening is that, in December 10th, 2025, a latest report came out on the inequalities, the growing inequalities on Mother Earth. And really, once you look at and see what's happening in terms of about 6,500 billionaires in the world, and now we're going to begin seeing trillionaires. Then you see the 60,000 or plus about 62,000 millionaires in the world, and you see then the rest of the world, how very tiny, tiny bit the rest of the world has. And you see this stretching further and further and further and further and further. We know we have to change that. And back in 1987, when we had the second gathering of our elders who began this whole movement in 1982, we gathered on the high plains of Alberta. 100 indigenous spiritual leaders came together, people like William Commanda, Tahanshi Orville Looking Horse, so many that have already passed the spiritual world. And we discussed how do we move forward to manifest the prophecies, to bring a balance of extremes of wealth and poverty, to balance it. How do we do that? And I remember we got into quite a discussion, and it was really kind of the younger relatives who were engaged in this. I kind of was listening, thank goodness. And so some relatives were saying, where do we begin? They said, we got to begin with grassroots. And then somebody said, no, no, they don't have any power. No, we got to begin with those on the top, the ones in power. And they said, no, no, they're too corrupt. And we went back and forth. And finally, one elder said, where in the world did you learn to think either or? You have to have a top-down, bottom-up approach. And so, and I'll just share this story because I think it exemplifies what's really going on here. So 5 years ago, through the way the Creator works, I had a chance to meet a dear brother. At that time, his name was Ron Carson, and he'll be on the 22nd. You'll hear his story, what happened. And when I met him, I was invited to his ranch, which sits on 100,000 acres, right where my own Haaktua relatives was once our lands and other indigenous lands, of which he's kept so well. But when I got there, it was a hunting lodge. And I got to the hunting lodge, and it was filled with all kinds of animals that had been killed of every kind of imagine you could do. It was a man cave, I guess you'd call it. Every type of booze you'd ever think of, every variety of wine, a personal chef. And so he talks all about this, and that's what it was. I mean, and it was about killing. And he talks about that. Well, through sacred medicines or indigenous medicines and other things, he had a life-changing experience. Now he sits in that 6,200 relatives. He has access to everything. He has his own plane company or aircraft. He's got a big thing of investing monies. He's got his 100,000 acres, many things. But the thing he talks about, it didn't bring him happiness. And then he found the spiritual awakening. And he supported us in with his private plane down to Palenque to have our first two gatherings of the Union, the Condor, Hummingbird, Kessel, and Eagle. And for that, all the other service he's done, he received the Condor, the Jaguar Award. But through a dear brother, Gary Walters, he had a vision about our dear brother, who's now changed his name formally to Amani, to honor that name he was given. He already had a vision and dream that this would happen. So today, it's so amazing. The last 2 years, 3 years, things have totally changed. Instead of a hunting lodge, it's a healing place of healing lodge, but way more, enough for 300 some people to come heal. There's no hunting on that 100,000 acres. And there's a movement to bring together those relatives who might say are the top down to the bottom up. And so what's so exciting is on the 23rd of December, through Hunka relationship, because we adopted him into our Hunka, that's Ohamtawan, Chickasaw relatives, Diospai, Deloria and Hihamwachashadispai. He's going back to Standing Rock, where we're going to welcome at Wakbala, where my father was born. And so we've been able to, through this relationship, to have all kinds of toys and clothes for 199 children at Wakbala, who, by the way, are 50% more in poverty than any place on Standing Rock. I mean, they're really suffering. I mean, 90%, over 90% unemployment, 90% the whole communities impacted by drugs and so forth. The population in which the vast majority are under 25 years old. And yet, the people of Chief Gall have kept their strength. They haven't surrendered. Despite this, they've continued to go forward. So they just went up to Bismarck, purchased all these clothes, and then we have the Wakpala Santa Claus Express flying in from Omaha, Nebraska into Mobridge Airport, carrying 12 Hunka relatives, led by Omani, our brother Omani. And from there, we have an honor guard of 12 of our veterans from Wakpala as well as from Bullhead, who have a formal to greet them and to take them then from the Mobridge Airport to Wakpala. And at Wakpala, you know, in our tradition, when you put on a feast, you put on enough so everybody can take food home. So that's happened. We were able to gather from relatives helped out, World stepped in. So we have food to feed the people, enough so everybody can take something home for themselves. Maybe they don't have anything to eat. And then as well, you have a drum coming. A drum will be there to sing those sacred songs and to make this relationship. Now, our feeling is that it's possible to adopt, to make a relationship right to the ground to these communities. Because in Alkali Lake, as you know, that community went from 100% alcoholism to complete sobriety. What we need to see in this nation across Mother Earth is examples of how we can work together to bring up those relatives who are suffering the very most and demonstrate it's possible. And I believe that with all my heart and soul. It's a healing for everyone. So that's going to happen on the 23rd. So on the 22nd, you're going to get a chance to hear his story about how things happened and changed for him. As well, we have Dr. Samuel Lee who will be coming and joining us. He'll be speaking and sharing about his journey. And some of you might have don't know Dr. Lee. He'll be coming and sharing. We have really, I think, one of the most exciting parts is Gujau, Chief Gujau of the Haida Gwaii Nation. They've now just negotiated for the first time in history the recognition by the Crown and the Government of Canada that they never have surrendered sovereignty. They've never ceded their lands. They have never done this ever, as well as most all First Nations British Columbia, literally. Only 5% of British Columbia has been ceded through any kind of agreement with the Crown or the Government of Canada. It's simply been seized. It's a theft by any kind of international law. There's been no treaties made here. And so this visit we're going to have is the pathway, and it's a spiritual pathway. It's not a pathway of first of all, of throwing people off their land. We believe under our leadership as Indigenous people, the people living on our unsurrendered, unceded lands will have better governance, more transparency than under current governments. That we believe that our Indigenous values, our Indigenous worldview and perspective can bring happiness and love to all people. And that's exactly what Haida Gwaii did. They got the people who live there from other places behind them, and they're living now under the governance of the Haida Gwaii people, and they're happy. There was no fighting. They were behind the Haidas to go forward. We believe that when people understand what we're proposing, how we're proposing governance unfolds, how we're proposing we should allocate funds and resources, how we want to confront opioid addiction through utilization of various of our medicines and so forth. We believe that the time has come we can demonstrate this world what change means in a good way. So that's just another part of the program unfolding. There's so much more yet to share. I don't want to go on too long, but I feel it's so important. We are at that turning point. If you take and trace how fast we traveled as human beings for the last 5,000 years and how fast we communicated by pigeon would be the fastest. And all of a sudden, on May 24th, 1844, William Morse sent the first message by telegraph from the Supreme Court offices to Baltimore, and he with the quote, "What hath God wrought?" At that point, you can graph it, look at it any way you want to, use any AI chats you want to. All of a sudden, you'll see from that point where that first telegraph message was sent, opening up this electronic age, you'll see it go up. A paragraph goes kind of like that and then goes straight up. You can chart it, and right now it's starting straight up. Straight up. No more of a curve. It's going straight up. In every area of human and community development, every area of science, technology, so forth. Now, where it goes is depending on what our values are, what our spiritual values are, which are one in all spiritual traditions and faiths, if you really look deeply at it. Only thing they differ in is how we marry each other and so forth, the social teaching. But the spiritual foundation comes from the same source. The same source. And we've forgotten that sometimes. And we see people of their own same faith killing each other. Can you imagine killing each other, let alone their teachings tell us we need peace? And I think the last thing I want to say is it's right there in front of us. And for those relatives who say we live in a Christian nation, or we're Christians, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That same sacred teachings out throughout all the sacred teachings. All the sacred teachings. All our indigenous prophecies across the Americas say the same thing, and here we are right now, at this moment, right in the heart of the change going on in Solstice Unites, enlightening our inner soul. So I thank you so much for this opportunity to share these thoughts and feelings. And tomorrow, by the way, when you go to see One World, this agenda will be enhanced even more because we have two of the most brilliant young thinkers, young women thinkers around who are coming along. There's others coming along. So this is a dynamic in draft, just like we're in draft. The whole thing's in draft all the time. Anyway, thank you so much. Deeply appreciated. Aho.
Beautiful, Phil. I'm going to go to gallery view and let's just all send Phil absolute our love and our appreciation for his absolute dedication, and Phil is tireless. He is all day, all night, either in prayer or on the computer, writing, creating, and doing wonderful things. So, and Phil, before you leave, I'm going to bring up Summer Joy Raymer.
Sure.
And want to let people know how you can find all these things. So everybody get into the habit of going to oneworld.earth, oneworld.earth. And then when you go there, right in the very left-hand corner here, click events. And that takes you to all the events that are going on right now. Here we are, the show that we're doing right now that you're a part of. And if you continue to scroll down, you'll see all the amazing events that are still happening as part of our Enlightening Our Way Together. And so I want to give Phil and this is going to be really powerful right here because we're going to tune into this, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Phil and Summer, what are some of the things you want to highlight, and I'll show people?
I would like, and then Summer has a far greater grasp of this overall work that's been done. It's just amazing what the team has put together. I mean, whoa! But I think that for me, of course, there's these visits going on to the 22nd and 21st, which I would really take a look at because it'll be unfolding. But then on at 4:30, be 1:30 to 3, 4:30 to 6 is the whole renewal of and furtherance of the planetary binding planetary peace treaty and war. And I think one of the most incredible things about this is that we're going to see something come together here that's quite majestic. And our Sikh relatives, when I came back from our World Peace Gathering in Ireland, and my eye was just about gone still, I was invited to come speak to about 7,000 of our Sikh relatives over in a close location here in Abbotsford. And there was a wonderful gentleman from India there, Babaji, and we'll get all the details. And so this worldwide movement, in fact, they're just on their way to Australia and want to connect with our indigenous relatives there because he's an incredible being. He's a good man, beautiful. All the people working for this. The movement's called Humility, Kindness, and Love, HKL. There's literally hundreds of thousands of relatives in that movement. And so we're going to join their movement and they're joining our movement for the peace treaty. So that's going to be a huge circle coming in. There's others like this. We're inviting United Religions Initiative. If you're any organizations you know, please come and join us for that event because it's time to stand up together in a good way and unite our hearts and minds and strength so this terrible so this how do I say preparation can get over with. I think we've been prepared enough. There's been enough suffering here. It's time to get over. And then following that is the 52nd sacred prayers of 22 women of Mother Earth. That is 52. First one was Mona Palaka. Second was hang on, my phone's ringing. The second was in Israel, and then Joni's.
I was with you. I was with you. Yes. Yep. We were on Lake Megiddo together.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, it looked a little something like my background, I think. It felt
Exactly.
like that, didn't it? At Mount
Yes.
Megiddo.
Yes. In
And
fact, what a time. Whoa.
yeah,
You were one of the women. You were the 22 women who prayed
I will.
from the 20 different faith traditions on Megiddo.
Yes, yes, yes.
You were one.
Mount Megiddo, yeah, Megiddo, and yes,
Armageddon,
Armageddon.
El Megiddo, and some teams right there. And the people were frightened when we came up there to say we're going to pray for the end of war.
Mm-hmm. And we were quite a diversity of humans together.
We had Buddhist relatives. We had the Pope's representative there. It was 20 different faith traditions.
Yes.
We have never stopped praying for that.
No. And that was right before COVID.
Yes, exactly.
It was right as COVID was unfolding. Like, talk about prayers being answered and a pause happening where everything changed. Not to say it was specifically because of, and then there was John Raymer.
And John Raymer was also there, and here he is with us now.
You were there, right there.
Yeah, that was in 2020. Yeah, February 2020.
Yeah,
so taking a look at so let's move into
it's a perfect transition because the 52, it has consecutively been happening since that circle at Mount Megiddo, Chief Fell, 52 months in a row, these women prayers that have transitioned into online and held from a group of Indigenous women. And Chief Phil has been, I think, a part of every single one. And the 52nd is happening on December 22nd, and it's a part of the closing of Enlightening Our Way Together. So just in a couple of days. And everything that Chief Phil just spoke of, almost, I think all of it, all happens in one Zoom room. I know we can all get like, oh, where am I going? Which Zoom room am I in now? Mm-hmm. But it's all happening in one Zoom room by one fire. And it's for 4 days. It started December 19th and it comes to a close on the 22nd with these prayers. And everyone's welcome, not just women, right? Everybody's welcome around this fire for the 52nd
Right.
one. John, where did you go?
Well, I wanted to give John a moment to catch his breath.
I'm here. It's fine. You
Okay,
guys,
okay.
All right, but John, you're on camera now, so
If I may, just real quick, go back to the very origin of that ceremony and why it's 22 women.
Yeah.
This was March 22nd, 2015, and we'd been asked to do this ceremony down the Inukchuk, right down right on the bay in Vancouver. And my wife, my beloved wife, Satita, was with me, and I realized this was about water. And in all our ceremonies, that which represents water is women. In the Native American Church, in the morning when you have morning prayer, morning when the sun comes up, it's a woman who brings in the water. And so it made complete sense. And I thought to myself, and my wife encouraged me greatly. I wasn't the one to do the ceremony. So I passed this on to Mona Palaka, and Mona did that 22 women. And then we had Pat McCabe, who was the one that facilitated at Magneto. And then Joni took over for 50 consecutive weeks without ever failing. 52 and 50 weeks. So it's a total of 52 weeks coming this 23rd. So I'll just stop there. I wanted to get that straight on that ceremony.
Please don't ever stop. Anyways,
okay.
well, as you were saying with Gary Zukov today, you and
Yeah.
brother Gary Zukov talking about that we are infinite beings,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
We're everlasting, as I hear you say so many times in your
Yes.
prayers.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are. We are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it's
That's
going to be like to be on a journey forever
I can.
in world as different as from this world as the womb is to this world? Can
Mhm.
you imagine being in that womb world and trying to encompass this world, and then try to be in this world and encompass what's beyond? Oh, why wouldn't we call it the great mystery? I mean, give me a break. Woo!
Yeah. Let's do it. If not now, when?
And I know your beloved husband's here. He's been going at it. I'll tell you what. Talk
Yeah.
about dedication. Day and night, he's been. And I'll tell you, at times I was wondering. I said to myself, I mean, because it's something we're birthing something new. It had to be new. It had to be challenging to everybody. Everybody had to be challenged. When you go from one paradigm shift to the other, there's confusion and conflict always. We're moving from the triangle to the circle, and that's what's happening. And that's what's so exciting to me because it has me just getting learning. How do we go? What's this? How do I do this? What do I do here? Brand new. Thank you, Brother John, and your
oh,
beloved wife who's with you all the time, and the team here. And
no, I thank you for willing to play because you're absolutely right. We're at a point where if we don't do things differently, things aren't going to be any different. And we have the capacity to do things that we've never been able to do.
yes,
So it's disturbing to give up old patterns.
Mhm. Well,
It's comfortable. And so I want to acknowledge everyone's willingness to be open to trying new things and to us be honest about the impact. But I'm celebrating what's going on right now with that ceremonial relay. Oh my gosh. And it's starting the way it has because there is a divine orchestration going on here.
yes,
It's
absolutely.
really true. Now, I'm not saying that to sound humble. I'm telling you guys, you need to know that because it's absolutely the case. That you, Summer and I were there with you through Yindi and with Phil in Sydney, right? We're
In
now that
2018,
I
yes.
know, and there's so much of that going on here. I mean, so you can't say, wait a minute, this is all some kind of accident, like that new moon ceremony that came together that we started with. It seems like 100 years ago, but it was just Friday, right? And these 4 days, and we're not done yet. We're in the space where we can really stretch and take us to the next level. And we are. So
Yes.
sharing the light within and the idea that there's a vehicle to do that and the vehicle to see the reflection of who we are as a collective body, seeing through the eyes of the whole.
Mm.
That's a different space.
Oh.
It really is. And the sensitivity to realizing, and like nobody's heard those summary statements and said, no, that's not me. Everyone says, no, that's true. I felt that way. So I love you, Scott. And you're such a great example of
Thank you, Scott.
that kind of collaboration, that willingness to say, okay, is it good for my show if I come on and do this? Is it, that's so much,
Beautiful.
so much
Yes.
beyond that.
Yeah.
We all
Yes.
realize that we're in this together and that,
Yes, we are.
in the end, everyone will know that everyone
Yes.
did it, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
want to give,
that's
I want
like
to give
just
the
drop the
audience,
mic. That's it right there. That's it.
I would love
Everybody did it.
people who are watching to kind of have the context of what we're talking about here.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
a lot of you have already been tuned in, but for those of you that this is kind of new what they're talking about, we're right in the midst of the annual Enlightening Our Way Together. And John and Phil and Summer are kind of at the core of putting it together, but there are hundreds of people involved. And I just want to acknowledge John for the Google Doc he put together, blew my mind with how comprehensive it is. But for those of you watching, we're going to make it simple. You go to oneworld.earth/events and then Enlightening Our Way Together. And that's where you can kind of join and immediately get like the links. And almost everything is happening in the Global Fire Room. And once again, we took a look at this link before, but again, if you just go to, keep it simple, oneworld.earth/events, or just click events. And there's still so many exciting things going on. Here we are right now. This is the show going on right now that you're watching. But look at how many other things are going to be taking place. Guided meditations, the whole world is meditating tomorrow. There's global meditations taking place all over the planet. And so you
Now,
can join in.
that solstice, Scott, that solstice sacred fire, that's in our backyard.
Wow.
Summer and I are doing that. She's going to be dancing with the recording with Kristen Hoffman that you guys did. That's that one right there. So we're fusing. Well, that's it too. We're fusing online with on the ground and bringing the light together in a way to create a great illumination, something we've never seen before. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Well, and I think it just shows that all of us, whether we're online or not, can do this in our backyard. All of us can light a
Exactly.
candle. All of us can take action towards the light. That's what this whole thing's about, igniting the light within, reigniting it. But it's always been
That's
there.
it.
It's
That's
always
right.
been there. We were born with it. Now it's just been covered up with a bunch of guck. We have to clean it and to let it bloom again in strength and beauty and love and compassion and
Mm.
graciousness.
And ceremony as solution,
Yeah, ceremony is strategy.
as
That's right.
that's been in everything. And it's gifted. It's a gift to come. None of this, there's no charge. And anyone that's involved is just because they're feeling it in their hearts. The
That's right.
calling from my beloved to put so much of this together is, I mean, Brother Phil, I hear your voice on his phone off. I mean, these two, they really are their fire, their spiritual fire is so
We have
big.
some good discussions sometimes.
It is so big. It reaches way beyond these walls of my house. So
Yes.
I just really like to look at the three of you, because the three of you do really represent a type of being, of a human that has generosity just flowing out of your body, up to be of support of this sense of actually enlightening our way together. Like, it's very true for anyone that's going, well, who are those people? I just want to tell you, I know all three of them right here, and you three are generous in everything that you are all the time. And this is what I think we need, that is a source of abundance and a source of spiritual strength to move through the darkness, to truly engage in a source of light that is so beautiful that we are doing together.
Mm.
I just came to a great realization here looking at Global Peace Tribe. And the realization was this, really when Brother John and I or others I get in discussions, it's because we're from different tribes. You always say you're from the Brooklyn tribe. Well, we have different tribes and it's getting right down to the core of it. I mean, beyond all the nation states and all that, it's between our tribe, right here, between the four of us. That's the real deal. To the degree that we can come together and trust one another, will be the magnet that will attract others to this circle. To the degree we can make sure that nobody is stabbing anybody in the back, is honoring each other, or utilize our principles of consultation, our 16 principles, and so forth, and learning together, then there's nothing can stop this. The only thing that can do that is disunity from within.
Well, okay. So here's a way to build that unity. Scott, I'd love you to play with me. So we got 100 responses to the question, what's your vision, light, and wish for the world? All right. So you're so good at this. If you'd be willing to share this, imagine, and we could have 1,000, but this is who we are, guys. In my judgment, if anyone doesn't get this, let's know. But Scott, if you would share, what is your vision? This is the collective answer summary from 100 folks. Your vision, light, and wish for the world.
Maximum grace for all beings, including the planet itself. Maximum grace for all beings, including Mother Gaia herself. That's what comes to mind first.
Okay. Now, would you read? You see what's on the screen? I'm inviting you to read the summary. Am I not sharing it? I think it's up there.
You are, but you also sounded like you wanted him to share his. So.
I do. I love that. My God, that maximum grace. Yes. Taking what Phil's saying in the diversity. This is a summary. How does this read to you?
Yeah, so this is, again, so everybody understands what John's talking about. The question he just asked me, he asked out to a larger audience and got 100 different responses, which then through AI coalesced into the following. What is your vision, light, and wish for the world? And the collective answer was, our shared vision is of a world awakened to its essential oneness, living in peace, love, and right relationship with all life, healing human and planetary wounds, honoring and restoring Mother Earth, and organizing our communities and governance around wisdom, compassion, and the well-being of all. Oh, who is down for that being the world that we're creating? A good world.
I mean, that we could do that as a community. Some of that disunity that Brother Phil is talking about, mitigating. Mm-hmm. Let's use consensus. That was the Haudenosaunee, the Iroquois Confederacy recommendation of Ben Franklin. Ben didn't do everything that he was advised to do.
And also, there's another dimension of consensus that is kind of really been unknown yet, and that's this. Even if you came to a place where you couldn't quite get to a full, complete, unanimous vote, let's say you had 110 to 115, 110 to 3, then those who were against the idea would completely get behind it because they realize you could find where the flaw was in unity much faster than disunity. So that was the key, because there are decisions we're going to get to sometimes where there's majority and there's a minority have difference. But the principle is that it's through unity that the path becomes clear. And so at that point, once we've had full, free, and loving consultation, and everybody's been heard, then we have, a quiet vote between us, and we say, okay, even if it's 6, we have 13 of our council. So if it's 7 and 5,
mm-hmm.
and so we say, okay, We're all going to get behind this because then if there is a flaw, we'll find it in unity. We won't find it in disunity. It'll fail because of
Right.
this.
That's
But
so
with
important.
unity, so that's kind of underlying thing about this coming to consensus because sometimes you say, well, how can we do that? Well, the main thing is we move towards unity. Then you have
Mm,
it. You have it.
mm. No, that's really brilliant. You know, Patricia says this, but she says there is no healing in blaming.
Yes. Right.
So that energy where it says, no, 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 I don't think what you said is right. That's not going to move us forward. But if we unify, then we could say, look, there's some things I think we could do better. And there's space for
Exactly.
moving, unlocking the potential
Exactly.
by
Exactly.
living that loving way, different than
Exactly.
tearing it apart. This,
Exactly.
we're
Exactly.
witnessing people who tear each other down for a living, right?
Yes.
Companies are
Yes.
making all this money over keeping us divided from each other.
Yep. That's why this is a principle-centered approach. That partisan politics is not going to get us there. It's just getting us deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into a more and more divided, confused hole. And then that's a
Hmm.
fact. And let's don't do it due respect. I think we've gone on a pretty long time here, brother.
No, it's beautiful. So I'm going to let you go in a moment, but I want to read some of the comments that have come in
Okay.
while during your time, Phil. And then it's going to be time for cornflower. So everybody give
Yes, cornflower,
Okay.
yes.
we are going to move
Fine.
and groove, but just I love to
Yeah,
include the
please,
audience.
I want to hear what they have to say.
Lorianne Speed writes, blame is just disempowerment in disguise. George Noble writes, keep it positive. Dr. Laura writes, Chief Phil, it takes open hearts to embrace unity. That's why there is so much emphasis on staying in our hearts.
Mm.
Jan Kaplan writes, it's through unity that the path becomes clear.
Mm.
Dr. Laura, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a moment, that millions are going to be meditating tomorrow. I'm moving up, looking at all the comments. Connie wants to say to Summer Joy, how especially beautiful and radiant you look.
Oh,
So,
she is beautiful.
Oh, she is.
yeah, she is amazing. I'll bring her up so we can look at her bright, shiny face.
I've never looked at, what are you taking an
I
ant?
love her.
You look so much younger the last time I saw you. You look about 18, 19.
It's the spirit.
And I
I
think and
can't get enough of it.
and
Creator.
it's gonna be like with my wife. They're gonna say, uh, 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 "What do you do? Well, is that your father?" You're getting you are so younger looking, and look at. I mean, by the way, John, you look much younger than me, but
You know, we actually realized we've been married 7 years.
Yeah,
So we
I
thought
was
it's,
off a year.
Whoa, good for
Yeah,
you.
and Chief Phil was there. His
Yes, I
prayers
was right
were
there.
a part of it.
Right on to Shunker,
And
right on Crazy Horse's pipe.
see, if
yes,
anyone wants to know why I do what I do, as crazy as it is, because summer's in my life. That's
Yeah,
got to be the reward, right? I've been
totally.
so gifted. It makes it so easy to do everything I do. And I said, oh my God, God
that's
figured
so
that
much
one, we're giving him
pressure.
everything. It's
That's
perfect.
so much pressure. My gosh. I mean, you clearly have a calling in life.
Well, we all know that one of Summer Joy's many callings is dance. And she
Oh,
have a chance to dance to one of her favorite people. Our beloved Cornflower is with us. And
Oh
beautiful.
so
my gosh. Love-
we'll let Summer
Okay.
Joy lead the dance charge, but I'll bring up everybody else as best as I can. Brother Cornflower, thank you so much for being with us on this very special show.
It is always an honor. Always an honor to be with you. And I tell you, it was really hard not being able to share with you guys in that last 5 minutes. I was just feeling like responding to so much and connecting with everything you all were saying. I got the honor of leading the Indigenous Elders Council at Earth Dance in 2009. And Chief Orrin Lyons actually talked about how important it was for us to find our ceremony, and that it's as simple as walking out to a tree and connecting with your breath, and then letting spirit, or that part of you, the ceremony within you, to flow. And when you were talking about that, it just reminded me of that wisdom and how important it is, because, you know, the idea of unity can seem very complex and far-fetched to many who are being bombarded through the media and, our devices that are on us constantly, showing us division and pain and uncertainty and suffering. But what I've found is that by doing what Summer does, which is being naturally yourself as ceremony. So there is no pressure because you're just being yourself as ceremony. You are the unity. You are the overflowing unity. Each one of you out there are over unity humans. We are overflowing in unity when we trust ourselves, because this is where the power lies. We can't change anyone else. But our presence, by being ourselves, allows everyone else to do the same. And that's where we can connect. And that's the beauty of music, because it creates a space and a container that leads us all to that space of unity. Because we forget about past and future. We return to our breath. We feel the blood pumping through our veins.
Let's just send this brother so much love, so much gratitude. And I want you to know, Cornflower, you get people up dancing that I haven't seen get up and dance before. You got that magic, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And want to let people know how you can get more Cornflower. Of course, it's always best when he's with us, but you can get him 24/7 by going to cornflowermusic.com. And there's a lot of good things there. There's new releases, music, but I always want to emphasize we've got to support our musical artists. You know, they're not able to do it by selling records because everything is free and online now. Go to cornflowermusic.com, click join, and join him. He's got his Flower Seeds Plus program, which is a way that you can come in at a monthly level. And it's really important for people like Cornflower, Kristen Hoffman, our favorite musical artists, to feel supported. And so please do that. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and you get really fun stuff. So please, let's support Cornflower. It's really, really important.
Thank you so much, brother.
Absolutely. How's your mom doing?
You know, it's been a rough, rocky road recently, but she's currently on an upswing, which we're very grateful for. So we've had family around her, and we've been just loving every moment.
Okay. Well, Cornflower is going to be back in about 1 hour, something like that. So we will see you in a little while, brother. Thank you so much.
Love you all. Be back soon.
Well, this is one of those weekends where there's just a whole lot going on. And so I'm going to take a few moments, and I want to invite everybody to just really take a moment to write down, pull up on your computer, your calendars, because there's a lot happening. Of course, we're right in the middle of enlightening our path together. So again, if you go to oneworld.earth, click events, you can see all the different programs going on. Also, I want to acknowledge that tomorrow, the world is meditating. You know, it's the solstice, early in the morning, Pacific time, and it's World Meditation Day. So wherever you are at 8 a.m. or 5 p.m., in whatever your time zone is, drop in, tune in, meditate. And there's going to be opportunities to do that, of course, through One World. They've got several different meditation programs going on. And we have decided to do a special Sacred Sunday show. And I want to invite everybody to ideally join us for our Sacred Sunday show tomorrow. It's free, and I'll put the link into the chat box. We're going to start at 11 a.m., come together at 11. Now, make sure you're on time, because at 11:11, we'll start off with an Omashar song and greeting everybody. And then at 11:11, we're going to join Summer Joy Raymer's Zoom room, where she's going to be doing her dance program. And so hopefully Summer's still with me. I'll bring her up in a moment. But
I'm right here.
There you are. Okay, so
Yes,
Summer Joy is gonna we're gonna do, and you dance thing is about 20 minutes, right?
Yes. And it's for one, I just like, oh my gosh, I'm like lit up like so much light after cornflower. Like, oh my gosh. If I could just dance like with cornflower's music flowing through my life, I think everything would be like a lot better than like just wow. Um yeah, so tomorrow at that time, we're closing in on a 24-hour passing of the light relay that just started in Australia a couple of hours ago through 12 regions, honoring the light and passing it. And in my beloved John and I's backyard, we're hosting a local bioregional event around the fire. And I'm going to share one of the gifts of this year has been to complete a song that I wrote and Kristen Hoffman produced. My husband was very involved in the project as well. His music's in it. It's called Into the Garden of Joy, and Kristen Hoffman and I shared it live for the first time just a few weeks ago. And so I was able to get that recording, that little morsel experience. We're going to share that um, in our backyard, plus in the Global Fire Ceremony Room with the One World gathering tomorrow. So that is going to be like a song sharing. And then I'm going to guide some movement experience after we've heard the song and see me dancing with Kristen. I'm going to share like a 10-minute journey with the sacred fire, an actual real fire, right here in our homeland. So it'll be a special part of what I'm bringing to the fire.
Beautiful. All right, so now people, you can tune into that two ways. Go to One World and click in that way, or come on into our Sacred Sunday show, which again will start at 11 o'clock. At 11:10, we'll head on over into Summer Joy's backyard for what she just described. And then after that, I'm going to be showing some of the highlights from the recent State of the World Forum. And I was blown away. They did a great job. And the theme of the State of the World Forum this year was the 4 forms of intelligence: human intelligence, cosmic intelligence, or if you will, non-human intelligence, artificial intelligence, and biological intelligence. One of the things I'm going to be showing is Veda Austin's latest research about water. And so I'm going to select some of my favorite moments from the State of the World Forum. I watched most of the 4 days of programs. And then we'll be tuning into the Global Silent Minute that's also happening tomorrow. So it's truly going to be a sacred Sunday. I'm so grateful that my co-pilot and the man who makes all things happen, Omashar, will be with us. And so please do join us on Sunday. But wait, there's still more. We have on Monday, we are now going to be doing a special edition of Making Contact because there is so much news and so much going on in the world of non-human intelligence. Disclosure is happening. And the way it's happening is the people you're going to be meeting on Monday. Alan Steinfeld is bringing together several people that have had direct experience with non-human intelligence. And most of these are new people that you haven't seen on the show before. We are, of course, bringing back our beloved John Martin, because anytime we're talking about this theme, we want to have John with us because he's so connected. But join us on Monday, December 22nd at 5 o'clock Pacific time. And this works out perfect because Monday is going to be another day for us all to be together. We've got the 2 events that Chief Phil and John and Summer were telling us about. And it works out perfectly because those events end the resolution for ending war, then the prayers for the 22 women. And that all ends right around 5 o'clock Pacific time, which is when our Making Contact program will come up. And then the last thing that I want to make sure everybody knows about, we all love cornflower. We love any opportunity to move and groove to cornflower. Well, he is going to be doing a special show for us on January the 4th. And I'm going to do bigger description of that after his next appearance. But while you got your calendars out, on Sunday, January 4th, that's a week from tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow, Cornflower and Swami Steve, a very special program, which we'll be again talking about after Cornflower's next appearance. So there's a lot going on, and how blessed we are to share these experiences with each other. So happy meditating, and yeah, we're very, very blessed. All right, I am looking at the agenda to see what's next. Well, now is a very, very special moment. This whole thing began with the pandemic, and when the pandemic hit, we started doing shows, and I saw Fantuzzi come into the audience. Fantuzzi, if you're here, turn your camera on, because the very first Global Peace Tribe show, before we named it Global Peace Tribe, was Deborah Giusti and I were going to do an benefit for Fantuzzi. And it was going to be a live event, and then social distancing and masks and everybody having to stay at home because of the pandemic. So we turned it into a Saturday night live online show, and Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe was born. And people said, wow, that's really cool. And since we're stuck at home, Scott, why don't you do that every Saturday night? And I thought, well, okay, the pandemic's going to last like 6 weeks. Well, here we are 6 years later, and we're still doing it. And one of the people that we discovered right away was our wonderful friend, Sean Jay, an amazing magician. And so Sean is back with us. Sean, I'm bringing you up onto camera. You're looking quite dapper. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you. This is full circle here. Full circle. Lots of stuff has happened in 6 years. A lot of stuff has happened.
Tell us a little bit about your world. What have you been doing besides rehearsing new magic tricks?
Yeah. So, well, I want to first thank you for the nice thing that you did last year. So my career has been shifting, and I've started doing these fair tours over the summer. And just last year, I went all the way out to the Midwest, and I found myself in the hospital with pneumonia, bacterial pneumonia, and it was pretty sketchy there. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and so Scott got wind of that, and he did a nice prayer shout out for me, which I appreciate. So yeah, I'm alive and well. I've fully recovered, and when I'm not traveling, when I'm staying out of hospitals, because that's you want to be out of the hospital, not in the hospital. It's the last place you want to be. I have other creative outlets, and when I'm not creating original magic for my show, I'm actually creating, using the magic of 3D design and 3D printing, I'm creating things for other people. Like this here. This is my teacher, Jeff McBride. This is a magic bust there. I did something for the corporate world. I did an event for Fidelity, and they have this Fire and Ice Leadership Award ceremony where they're igniting the fire within, and you break through the ice and you reach your highest potential. So they give out these like standard awards to like all these other categories, but then the leader of the year, they wanted this special Fire and Ice Award. So they showed me just a little logo on their laptop of their design, and I took it and turned it into a 3-dimensional ice block with a flame coming out of it. And I sent you a video, Scott. You might have it.
I do have it.
It's a Vimeo link. I sent it in a private chat. If you're able to easily pull it up, that would be awesome.
Here it is.
Okay. Oh, that's my main sizzle reel there. But the actual, let's see, there was another link in what I sent you.
There was.
There it is. Yes. And you could show a few seconds and maybe skip around, but the first, like, here you go. Whoops. There you go. That's where it started. That's the 3D model. finished product actually lit up. It was remote
What do you
controlled.
think of that? That is the coolest thing ever.
As a custom award for your company, do you think it hit the mark?
Oh, totally. 100%. That is
We
unbelievable.
got a remote for her.
That is
We love
so
it.
cool.
Fire and ice, baby.
I'll be able to do some magic today.
You're gonna give it to her, and then you're gonna say,
I want magic.
as soon as she touches it, I'm gonna go.
Okay, so once I hand this to her, am I officially an illusionist?
Yes.
Yes.
We all decided yes.
It's very cool.
Just what we were looking for.
This is gonna,
You captured the spirit of what we wanted so well.
yeah, and I think this is gonna motivate people for next year to win this award.
Right? I mean, there's nothing like it out there.
Because we'll have you make another one.
One of a kind.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think of that?
It's
It's
awesome.
so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Made that for you guys?
Nice to meet you.
Sean's
It's
side
really
hustle.
cool.
Raleigh3ddesign.com.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
I love how excited they all were. I mean,
Yes.
I'm just smiling at their joy. Yeah.
Yes.
So if I'm understanding correctly, if people want you to create something specifically for their company or as a special unique gift, that's now something that you provide.
That's correct. And then if you're in the home building business and want a better way to visualize what the finished build is going to look like before it's even built, I also create the 3D designs and 3D renderings to show exactly what it would be before you even build a home. Kind of like Matterport, where they do those 360 cameras in already existing homes, except this is a way to see into the future, quite literally, through the magic of technology and see what the home would look like. So that's what I'm doing when I'm not performing, when I'm not creating, when with the rest of my time that leads to no social life.
How's your mom, who I've had the pleasure to meet?
Thank you for asking. She's doing well. She's doing well, and she's probably watching tonight. She was happy to hear that I was going to be back on, and she's very supportive of not only what I do, but what you do as well. So she's a big fan.
All right. Well, if she's watching, thank you, Mom, Sean's mom, for bringing Sean in and supporting him and making him the incredible human being that he is.
Thanks. Yes.
Anything else you want to share with our audience?
Absolutely. I mean, being a magician, I have to do some magic before I vanish from this program, right?
Well, we were hoping so, yeah.
Kind of hoping so. So given that it is the time of the holidays, I figured I'd dress appropriately and roll up my sleeves a little bit and show you something. So with my sleeves rolled up and a little bit, we were talking about fire and ice. A little fire, no ice, but just transformation.
Whoa.
Right here. Now this is a $50, 50-cent piece silver coin. It's like quick silver. And if you watch and most importantly listen to the quick silver, you'll actually see it transforms into two silver bells, silver jingle bells, perfect for the holidays. Now, using these silver bells, three silver bells, my mistake. Using these three silver bells, I'm going to show you the magic of the holidays. Watch this. Now, most magicians don't normally like to do magic with things like jingle bells because they make noise. And they're very easy to keep track of. Not only can you see where they are, you can hear where they are too. That's one. That's two. Try to keep my hands in frame for this. That's three. Now watch this. Listen and watch with your eyes because my hands never touch. But somehow they actually travel through time and through space, leaving me with just two over here. Scoot this forward. They actually fly through. They go all the way from the North Pole, all the way to Raleigh, North Carolina, where I am right now. Watch the next one. My hands never touch, just listen. And now I actually have 2 over here, only 1 left. I'm going to place the last one there on the table. Keep your eye on it. Now you can see how they travel from hand to hand. I try to distract you by making a little noise. Watch the last one. Try to keep your eyes in 2 places at the same time. One actually slipped out of my hand, so I will get it again. And we'll show you the situation one more time. Okay, here we go. 3. And the last one. I'm going to place these right over here. Try to, okay, good. Nothing's falling. Okay, good. Here we go. Now watch this. I'll try to do this. Hopefully it won't be too blurry for you. My sleeves are rolled up, and you will actually see the moment, the real moment that the magic happens. Did you see it go? Did you see it? You didn't hear it though. It actually lands right here next to the others. And that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's me. And of course, this looks much better on the tree though. And there you go, a little holiday jingle bell magic for you, Scott. What'd you think?
Oh, fantastic. Sean, you always turn me into a 10-year-old boy. Absolutely fascinated. I see lots of comments flying up. And yes, I added Jeff McBride actually was originally on the show because
Right.
during the pandemic, his show got shut down. But then when he had to go back to work and they reopened the casinos, I said, well, we love magic now. He said, I'm going to send my number 1 guy, Sean J, your way. And that's how we met Sean. So yeah, Jeff was the original thing. And here's some comments coming in.
Okay.
Dr. writes, so cool, Sean. Eleanor Joy writes, wow, I'm impressed.
Thank
Jan
you.
Kaplan writes, very cool, Sean. You are so talented. Terry Russo writes, I'm missing having magic on the show. Kat Lewis, who's our next presenter, lots of applause. Kimberly Richardson, that was awesome. Thank you. Ayada, that always blows my mind. I keep looking for the trick, but I never see it. Summer Joy writes, magic, Sean. So joyful watching that. And Reverend Jeffrey says, now that was magic.
Thank you. Thank you for all the positive comments. I'm happy to bring positivity and more joy into the world in a very stressful time. So I'm actually, in a roundabout way, not a magician really. I'm in the stress relief business.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And you know what? People can find more of Sean by going to his website.
You got
It's
it. Thanks.
Sean J Magic. Everybody, he spells it SHAUN. Sean, the kind of more Irish version, I believe. SHAUN, SeanJMagic.com. And that's where you can learn all about the different things he does, corporate events, fairs, festivals, and now this new talent of creating 3D artwork and design. Wow.
What does that say?
It says Paul Harris.
Yes, that's one of my other magic mentor teachers. Now check this out.
Whoa. Oh, so it
So
goes
I've been
from
making
Paul
these 2 over
Harris.
the holidays as gifts for people, like custom names, one name one way, the other name the other way. So this is one of them.
That is outrageous. How do you do that?
Well, that's
Magic.
the art of astonishment right there. This is an optical illusion, and it's just based on, the way the letters are made, and depending on how you turn them, it reveals one side or the other. And this one's pretty cool because it's actually glow in the dark. So if I were to turn all the lights off, this will glow a bright blue. And so if you put this by your window, whichever one I would make, you let the sun charge it up, give it that sun energy, and then when you put it in your bedroom or your nightstand at night, it'll glow blue all night long. So people have been liking these too.
Sean, you're amazing. Summer Joy, you are now officially the co-host of tonight's show because you are.
Oh, that's so I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, what keeps happening before my eyes? Like how and I love how much light is in your third eye. I don't know if anyone's ever said
That's
that
right.
to
That's
you,
right.
but there is so much light, like just flowing out of your third eye, Sean.
Really?
And yeah, a lot
You
from
know,
my
Maybe I could.
perspective.
yeah, no, thank you for pointing it out because you're right. I see it. I do see
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
be in the new X-Men movie or something as a character then?
it.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lorianne says, I see it now too.
You
Um,
see it.
and Lorianne also
Mhm.
wrote, Sean, I love that you're in the stress relief business. Well said. As a
Thank you.
musician, I may just have to use that handle as well. So there you have it. Sean,
Yeah, and also just like I so appreciate that you bring that inner child of joy out in Scott with everything that, Sean and I both know you're going through behind the scenes. You deserve to have that
Yes.
little boy inside you, Scott, be laughing and joyful, and it's important for us to care for our inner children, I think,
absolutely.
is part
Absolutely.
of that stress relief
Yeah.
that Sean is offering.
Yeah. It's absolutely
Well,
true.
that's how we came into the world, right? And then we're blinded and covered by all the crap we have to deal with that changes, tries to change who we are, but deep down inside, that's what we are.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
amazing.
Kathy writes, I love his products. Just as amazing as his magic. So keep it
I
up,
aim to
bro, and
please.
come back again soon, will you?
Okay, Scott. You got it, my man.
Happy holy days.
Same to you all. Thank you guys so much again.
Wow, Scott. Someone said in the comments I missed the magicians, and there is something because I've been a fan, I've been watching all of your Awakening Worlds over all these years, but there is something so special when you have magicians
Yeah.
on the show that I realized witnessing Sean. It was like, oh my gosh, part of the recipe of these events.
Yeah, it's true. We've got to have more magic on the show again. So I'll
Yeah.
incorporate that into our first quarter, January, February, March 2026.
I
So
look
thank you,
forward
John,
to
for
also
that.
coming out to the West Coast to being a part of whatever live events you may be doing. I know we met one time in person in Asheville,
That's
and that
right.
was really nice. And I will always remember that pleasant experience. And so I know you're still on the West Coast, and I don't know if you're doing live events or whatever. If you guys are planning any live events out there, it'd be great to be a part of those too, rather than just behind the screen. I do as much as I can, to make this what it is from the screen, but it's even more, if you liked what you saw there, you would enjoy it even more live in person.
I think we should do that. We'll put together a global peace tribe retreat in the spring or the summer and bring you out. That's a great idea.
Love it.
Cool.
Well, you have one of your dearest friends up next,
Oh,
and I'd love for you to
yeah.
introduce her to our audience.
Well, I feel like it would be like a really fun way to introduce Heather, as her birthday was just, I believe, yesterday. If we all just, I don't know, sang you happy birthday at this moment, and then I'd be happy to also share some love. What do you think, Scott?
Cornflower's got his hand up, so maybe he can do
Oh,
a something.
oh my God, that's like the most amazing thing that could happen right now. Because I have to tell you, Heather and I have been dancing together. I mean, we've done 24-hour dances together. And when I mean that, like being up for 24 hours dancing, and what often we always make sure we have a lot of is cornflower in like every single one of our playlists. And, building beloved community together around MLK Day with his amazing song he created around Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech. So like I can't even like if I would have dreamed this up this weekend in a way to like honor and celebrate my dear sister, I could not think of anyone more amazing that could somehow sing for like a psychedelic moment like this. Because Heather, I love you so much. And like we've been together in the physical just a few times, but like she's one of those people that just like lands in my life, kind of like one of Cornflower's backgrounds. Like she's just like constantly orbiting in my life through whatever is going on. And like, happy birthday. You just totally deserve this moment that Cornflower, whatever is about to happen, I feel is happening. So, oh my God, Cornflower. Yay.
Well, you are a activated agent of the Earth School, my dear. It's so good to see you. Happy birthday. Yeah, I'm just gonna sing happy birthday. Is that cool? Yeah, everybody can sing along?
Yeah,
Easy
like
peasy?
however you want to sing it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Heather. Happy birthday to you. And many more. We love you. Shine on, shine on.
Yes.
Love you so much. Wow.
That's so incredible.
Back to your regularly scheduled sharing.
Not regular anymore. We're not in regular lands.
Cornflower, thank you. That was awesome. Thanks.
I love you all. This is great.
So yeah, I just recorded. I'm gonna send it to you in a text. And I send it to Cornflower. Okay, Heather, I don't even know how to introduce you, but I think that was part of it. And what you are, like the being, the change we wish to see in the world, like the Gandhi quote, I think there needs to be like a picture of you somewhere in that definition. And I mean that from the depth of my soul, of what you stand for in Austin, Texas, and all the ways that you continue to transmute and lean in to all the difficult things that are going on. You don't stop, and you care. You care, and your life is a ceremony as well. And yeah, like so grateful that you exist. And she has this Imagine Peace Promise Alliance, and the way she works and dances with our ancestors, the bright, shiny ancestors that I know you call them, the ones that have stood for justice, and the way you bring them into your work brings them closer, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Thich Nhat Hanh, and so many of them I feel closer to because of you. So this is Shine Heather Elizabeth, and she's here to share. I don't know what else to say. I can keep going, but that's
Well, I'm sharing my tears of
what did you lose?
awe and joy and deep gratitude for this phenomenal welcoming of this new dance around the sun that I am entering, and that we're all entering with this sacred solstice time. And I feel so honored from the depths of my heart to be in this sacred space with all of you, and to be on this beautiful, sacred Mother Gaia with all of you. And I just want to say, wow, and hell yes, that we are all here now. There's been so much sharing of cycles and seasons throughout our time together this evening, of like, wow, think about, 6 years ago, think about I'm really feeling into 13 years ago with December 21st, 2012, and the precession of the equinoxes, and this, the great turning really moving into the depths of what that means, and who we all are in the great turning, and how we're being called to show up. And like, wow, this feeling into how we've all been showing up for ourselves and for one another and for this beautiful planet. And it is such an honor to be alive, to be on this human journey with all of you. And I really get to speak to what has been shared about the power of unity, the medicine of unity, and what it looks like to embody unity, and how each and every one of us are choosing to be that, and what powerful, powerful medicine that is. To be courageous in the knowing that we are one family. We belong to one another, and we belong to this earth, and how we keep standing in that truth, come what may. So I am deeply, deeply humbled to be here with all of you. And Summer Joy and John are precious, 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 precious beings in my life. And I say reunited because I feel like we've known each other for a very, very long time.
Like 1,000 years.
1,000+ years. We reunited. Summer Joy, you and I reunited like January 3rd, 2020.
Yeah,
we had our gathering, and I learned more about sign and knew that that's where I was supposed to be. And just feeling into the divine timing of that, to connect in that moment. And from that place, getting to know Scott, oh brother, talk about embodying unity consciousness and continuing to show up over and over and over and over again, and giving of yourself, and bringing all of these beautiful, beautiful people together, and spotlighting their medicine and the gifts that they bring, and how we all get to share in sacred space together. Like, the deepest bows to you, brother.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful. And I need to share cornflower.
Oh my God.
The synchronicity, the unity consciousness. Cornflower and I met in person at Mount Shasta, Apu Mount Shasta, in 2013 for the Galactic Synchronization.
That's so crazy. Wow.
And then the universe creator brings us together in these kinds of spaces. And so it's like this coming together of all of these incredible beings, and the love and the power of who we all are together. I'm just blown away. I love you so much, brother. You are so incredible. You're so soul incredible.
Well, I want to thank you. I'm going to move us forward because we're already way behind, and we have a lot left for tonight's show. But happy birthday week to you. Thank you for all that you do to build community in Sebastopol, and supporting a lot of our favorite musical artists the way that you do. And so thank you for the beautiful things that you're doing in the world. And thank you for joining us tonight. And stick around, because we still have some wonderful things, including our next experience, which is an Omashar song. So, and then we've got Dr. Kat Lewis, and you're going to want to hear what Kat has to say, because it's what we all need to know. But let's go ahead and turn it over to our wonderful co-pilot, Mr. Omashar.
Again, that's me, and thank you so much, and thank you, Sean, and thank you, Heather. I love the analogy of the 10-year-old coming alive in you, Scott, because it's the same for me. the rest of my life since then kind of disappears.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a brand new song that I finished maybe 3 or 4 hours ago, and it's called Love the Life You Live, Live the Life You Love, and it's an anthemic dance song. So put your headphones on, stand up and get ready to dance, and let's just get in there. I'm going to put on a suitable rock and roll background here, and put on some effects on my voice. And are you ready? Life is what you make it. Sometimes you have to fake it to walk upon a new path, to set yourself free. Freedom is our birthright. Together we will take flight and open the horizons of this new reality. Love the life you live, live the life you love. And wake up, it's time for us to make up and walk the same direction, the one in which we're rising as one world family. The earth itself is changing, our lives are rearranging to ones of joy and laughter, peace and harmony. Love the life you live, live the life you love. Bring yourself to life, bring yourself to love. Love the life you live the life you love. Love yourself to life, and give yourself to love. And now, the choice is made, we hear the call to freedom. Our lights will reveal all. There are no shadows, no fall. The one in which we're living, the one in which we're loving, the one in which we're giving our life force to all. Our sisters and our brothers are lifting one another, respecting all of nature and seeing the you and me, seeing the you and me, seeing the you and me. Seeing you and me. Love the life you live the life you love. Bring yourself to life, bring yourself to love. Love the life you live the life you love. Love yourself to life, give yourself to love. Creation, freedom, wake up. This nation. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. I mean, it was already an amazing show, but a brand new Omashar song premiering, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, all of my songs have been premiered on this show, brother.
Yeah, but a new one. I mean, come on. And it's always fun when we get a new one. I mean,
Yeah, I know, man, it is. This was an amazing song to write. It just dropped in like a lead balloon, and then it took me probably about 65 hours to create what I just created over the last week and a half, and I got the final mix today. So,
oh, well, thank you for all that you do. You do so much
always,
to make this show happen. So,
and my fellow brothers and sister musicians, Cornflower and Tatiana, etc., Kristen, they're all just my muses, and together we foment somewhere in the higher echelons that which we put out individually. So thank you.
absolutely. Thank you, my brother. And Omashar will be with us tomorrow and on Monday for these extra shows that we're doing. So you're going to get a lot of good stuff. It's an amazing weekend, extending into Monday. All right, I get to bring on another amazing human being. So many extraordinary people that we get to meet and learn from and groove with. And it's now time for us to really learn some important information from Dr. Kat Lewis. Now, you've seen her on the show before, but for those of you who are new, she uses the principles of functional medicine and the Vedic science of consciousness to help spiritually minded people, that's all of us, enhance their mental, emotional, and physical health. She understands that a healthy body is essential for achieving higher states of consciousness. So by embracing these practices, she helps us to create more coherence with the unified field, which of course is the boundless energy that is our true self and the source of our vitality and health. And she wrote, and I'm putting into the chat box right now, a beautiful page about the science of how love heals, how the heart heals. And the moment I read it, I think I texted you right away and said, when can we have you on the show? And it was the quickest we could get you on. So Dr. Kat, welcome back to the Awakening World, and tell us what you've discovered and put together.
Yeah, so actually, so I wrote this blog, and the link is there that Scott put in there, and I had to send it to the love coach. I mean, I could not send it to the love coach just because it's how love heals. It's the science of how love heals. So I'm really excited to share this, and I had a really fun time. For the first time, I was using AI to produce the images, and so you'll see them. They're magical. It's amazing what AI can do. But I did put together a presentation that I'd like to share. So let me share my screen. Okay. It's just amazing what AI can do with these images. Okay. How love heals, the science of coherence in the field and regeneration. So I think most of us have heard the saying that love heals, and we probably tend to think of that because it makes us, we probably tend to think that love heals because it makes us feel good emotionally, right? But what I want to talk to you about tonight is something more literal, that love heals because it changes the electrical state of the body. And that leads to healing and regeneration. So we also tend to assume that love is just a temporary emotion that we feel for certain people, right? Or towards something that is the object of our desire. But what if love, that feeling that we feel, the warmth, the spaciousness, the expansion and bliss that we feel in our chest isn't just nice, isn't just a nice temporary feeling, but that frequency of love, that vibration is literally a physiological state with its own bioelectric signature that leads to healing and regeneration. To understand this, we have to first understand what kind of universe we actually live in. And many of you, I know this audience are probably familiar with Nassim Haramein at the International Space Federation. And so what modern physics is showing us is that space, this field of existence that we live in, is not empty. It's actually full of energy, and that energy is information. And all matter, so all the material objects that you see, the atoms that are forming the material objects you see, and our physical body emerge out of this space. So in this sense, our bodies are not separate from this field of existence that we live in. We are made out of it, which means our body's not powered only by food and chemistry. It's powered by its relationship to this field of energy. So you might already, some connections might already be made right now, and you might be thinking of ancient Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, where they talk about qi, the life force, and energy. It's a field of energy, and it's what's giving life to the physical body. So our health is not just about what we put into our body. That's important, certainly, but it's more about how connected we are to our own source, to this field of energy. So these are the things that our body really needs, our cells need to be healthy. They need voltage or electrical potential. Now, that might be something that's new to you, that our cells need voltage, but if you think, you might have heard that cells need a certain pH to work, right? So pH is, you think of the acid-base balance in the body, but pH is really referring to voltage. We can convert pH into voltage. So pH just stands for the potential, the amount of hydrogen ions in a liquid. So voltage and pH are the same. It needs polarity, electrical flow, nutrients, and also coherence. And coherence means really just reduction in noise. It means some order. And it also is referring to coherence with the field, the unified field. So coherence is not about access to this energy of the field, but it's about, or it's more about access and not about supply. So this field of energy is always present. It's never not there. It's just whether we're aware of it and whether we're in coherence with it. So our coherence with it is what's determining whether it's going to propagate through our body. When we're in coherence with the field, that allows the energy and information, because energy is information, to come up from the field and rise up through our biology. And decoherence impedes that transfer of energy. Okay, slide stuck. Okay, so disease is really the loss of coherence or decoherence. So when we are in a chronic state of contraction, when we're stressed, when we have unresolved trauma, that can be physical trauma, mental or emotional trauma, we're going to be in a stress state. And these chronic states of contraction disrupt that electrical harmony. They lower our voltage and they block our access to the field's energy and information. So when we're in a chronically stressed, and a lot of people don't know that they're chronically stressed because it's our normal way. We're so used to being stressed that we think we don't even realize we're stressed. But I'll tell you that if you're not aware of the field and what it feels like to be at one with the field, you're in a contracted state. But so here's some signs of chronic stress: muscle tension, shallow breathing, when you have digestive system issues, poor sleep, emotional reactivity. So you're very reactive towards others, or things irritate you a lot. You have fatigue and overwhelm, and you feel tired all the time. So what these stress states do is they increase that internal interference within us, and then we don't get access to the field. The energy is dissipated instead of transferred into our system. So this loss of coherence becomes a loss of voltage. Our cells need, so this in terms of energy, our biophysics tells us that we need minus 20 to minus 25 millivolts for normal function, minus 50 millivolts for cellular repair and growth, and we need to access about minus 75 millivolts for regeneration and stem cell activation. So this is all based off the work of Dr. Jerry Tennant, Dr. Robert Becker, and Michael Levin at Tufts University. So when our voltage drops, we can't hold on to, our cells can't hold on to oxygen. We can't uptake nutrients. The cells really can't work. Low voltage means our cells can't work, just like our cell phones, right? So when our battery's low in our cell phones, they're not going to work. When our battery's high, it works. So all of these things happen. ATP crashes, inflammation rises, and we have accelerated aging. Disease is really just the body aging faster than necessary. So when coherence collapses, voltage collapses, and when voltage collapses, the body literally can't do any of the work of healing and regeneration. So the real question is then, where does the body get voltage? Exercise, food, grounding? Yes, all of those, absolutely. But the primary limiting factor is access to the field. Our body draws energy from the field. The body's made out of the field. Okay, remember, the field is not empty. It's filled with energy. And that energy, when it's not creating matter, we don't see it. It looks empty. But when it's making a material object, we see it. So voltage isn't created, it's coupled. So we couple with the field, we come into resonance or coherence with the field, and then that energy comes into our bodies. So coherence determines how much we can access that field. So the question becomes, what allows the body to couple to the field? And this is where the heart comes in. The heart is our strongest coupling interface. The heart acts as the body's central organizing hub. And if in embryogenesis, you'll see that the heart is the first that's formed. And then when the heart organizes, so the energy or the information from the field is organizing the heart. And this is when I speak about this, I'm not talking about the actual physical heart. I'm talking about a spiritual heart, a location in the center of the chest, just slightly right of center. And it's really the field, where the field originates as us. It's like the nodal point in the field that's generating us. So the heart is where that field organizes and propagates and creates us, the idea or the information of us as a physical body. And this is why love is felt more, we feel it more in the chest area. So love is not just an emotion. Love is a state of resonance with our individual field with the unified field. It's alignment of us, consciousness, with itself. It's us recognizing that that we actually are the field, right? So we know that atoms are 99.99999% space. Space is the field. We are made out of the field. Right? So when we recognize that the field is actually the source of us, and then we align with it, that is the feeling that we get, is love. What love does also, or when we experience love, we feel this dissolving of these inner barriers, mental, emotional, and physical, and you feel that sense of expansion. So when those barriers come down, you feel it expanded. And you're cohering more with the field. And it's a restoration of our natural state, not our normal state, but our natural state. That's why it feels so good. That's why it feels amazing. So when love is experienced in this way, the entire system shifts into a regenerative mode. This is why love feels warm, expansive, and blissful. So that warm feeling, it's like the electrical pattern is organizing. The expansion is the field around our body is smoothing and softening. So we're widening. We're expanding out into space. We're becoming more of ourself. Because we think we're the physical body, but we're really the field. And it becomes more blissful because noise is dissolving. And that signal is strengthening. And that signal is what we feel as bliss. So, okay, if I can recognize this state, right? So you know the feeling of love. Most of us have felt love. We know the feeling of love, but how do we stay there, right? That seems impossible. Well, the trick is you want to love the feeling of love. The more you love the feeling of love, the more it will help you stay there. when you love that feeling, it naturally amplifies. So everybody just try it now. Just close your eyes. Bring your attention deep within your chest, just slightly right of center. There's a little pocket there. Good. And just bring your attention there. Just lay your attention there. Rest there. It's so beautiful. I can feel all of you doing it. And now if you feel just the peace, the love that you feel, just appreciate it, love it, and just feel it grow. And if you don't feel anything, use your imagination to create the feeling. Think of whatever makes your heart smile. Think of that and then feel that feeling and then love that feeling. Appreciate that feeling. And you'll see it will grow. So what's happening there is coherent. You're creating coherence with the field. And then that leads, when you appreciate it, it leads to greater coherence, which allows more energy to flow, which raises your voltage, which helps you stabilize that state. It's beautiful. So think of your attention, your focus is a pebble, and your heart is the pond. So you're throwing the pebble of your attention into the pond, and when you appreciate it, that creates bigger waves. So in order for us to come into resonance with the field, the thing that has to occur is we have to drop that mental noise, right? So when we all just brought our attention down into the heart, I didn't keep you there very long, right? Because I don't have a lot of time here. It's already late. But that short amount of time, maybe some of you were able to have a quiet enough mind that you were able to experience that peace. So we have to also lower our chronic resistance to it, right? So we have to soften. We have to soften into the field, soften into our hearts. That will allow the nervous system to relax. That will quiet the mind, so we don't have that compulsive thinking going on. And then what happens is you also need to become aware and receptive to the energy. Allow that energy to flow out of you. You will find that it doesn't end. You can't find the bottom of it. It just keeps going. So when this state stabilizes, what do we call that? That feeling, it's love. We call it love. We know that as a signature of love. And what's really happening there are important biological things. So your nervous system is calming down. You're getting out of your fight or flight mode into your parasympathetic, your rest and regeneration mode is increasing. Your heart field becomes coherent and expansive. Water becomes structured, so easy water. You might have heard about easy water or structured water, which is really highly important in the body. Your microtubules, this is the cytoskeleton throughout your entire system. The microtubules go into a mode called superradiance. They literally are emitting more light. And the mitochondria are also emitting more light. Cellular polarity is restored, and you reconnect to your blueprint, your pristine blueprint or your optimal blueprint that's held in the field. And remember what Einstein said, the sole governing agency of the particle is the field, right? So when we bring our awareness into the heart and we just let that energy flow, we're sending that information that energy which carries information throughout our entire system. So you're regenerating. So one thing that most people don't realize is that when we love something, when we love somebody, the love isn't coming from the other person, right? We tend to think that the love is coming from the other person, or we don't even think about it, right? We just know that we experience love when we're with this person, or we love certain people, or we love a car, or we love animals. But we might not necessarily think, well, what's creating that feeling? the feeling is coming from you. You're creating it. They're just allowing you to drop your barriers so that it can radiate out of you. So when you know that, and then you love the feeling of that, you can stay in tune with that. Use your focus and your intention to stay in tune with it. Love the feeling of love. You're doing a lot of healing and regeneration in your body. So I wanted to share an experience with you just briefly of an experience I had in a number of years ago where I felt a deep coherence with the field. And it came on spontaneously. I felt weightless at first, and then soon I felt this energy rush out of my chest, my core, and my whole body felt like this. When I saw this image, I was like, that's how I felt. I felt like a light being. Everything felt like light. And that really what was going on with there is I had created enough coherence with the field through the practices I was doing that the energy just came right through me, and I felt like a light being. It was really beautiful. Now, a lot of people have experiences like this where they just, they might not feel exactly like light, but they feel love just wash over them and through them. But they don't know how to stabilize them. And that's where it requires practice. So everything I've been sharing tonight has been about understanding that night in a way that I could put into words, scientific words. And this is basically what I came away with. I started to understand what coherence was, what voltage was, and what love actually means. It's a vibrational state of being where we unify with the field. We become one with who we actually are. It's us recognizing ourselves as the field. So this is a quote from the Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. These are beautiful books. I actually do a course on this book using Vedic science, which is the science of consciousness, as well as unified physics, so that we can understand what these masters in this book were saying. So Life and Teachings of the Masters of Far East was written in the early 1900s, but it was written about an expedition that was done in the late 1800s. And this is one of the quotes that I mean, there's so many of them, it's hard to pull, but this one says, "Spirit is primary, vibrating, originating power, an ever-potent spring of perpetual and original life right within yourself." Now, I remember running into someone who said that they read this book years ago and they said, it's fiction. And I understand that, how it could seem like fiction. But once you understand the science, unified physics, and then you also understand the Vedic science of consciousness, then you start to understand how this is just different language for everything I was discussing tonight. It becomes very real and literal. Okay. So like I said, most people touch it, have that experience every once in a while, but they don't know how to stabilize it. And that's why understanding the mechanics that I just described tonight is very, very important. So this is, again, science revealing spirituality. So love heals because love is the felt experience of coherence with the field. And coherence is what supplies that biological voltage. So love is organizing our biology into a high voltage, coherent field state that restores that blueprint, the blueprint of your body. So many traditions talk about the fountain of youth or a perpetual spring. And that's literally what's happening when we tune into it and allow it to flow through us. That our youthfulness returns because we're allowing that source of energy to flow. It's always been here. We've just been ignoring it because we didn't know about it. So the reason love heals is not because of someone you're with. It's because love organizes your biology. That's it. Thank you. Oh, Scott, you're on mute.
Well, there's several things. I'm going to go back to the meeting so we can see you. Thank you. Thank you for making it so clear and helping us to understand how to really anchor it in. Because you're right, most of us have these little momentary flashes of the magical experience, but to really anchor it in is what you're helping us to do. And I want to let people know a little bit more about how you can participate in Dr. Kat's wisdom. So this is the program she was talking about, the spiritual heart and the life and teachings of the Masters of the Far East. And this is a new program that's going to start. It's a 13-week journey. And what dates and times? Just going down
Sundays. So it starts January 4th, the first Sunday in January, and it goes for 13 weeks. So till the end of March, every Sunday.
And I know Dia Therese and several of our people love your Sundays. I'm going to try and join this. It's like, okay, can I commit to this?
I know. I think of it as church.
Yeah, it is. It's a great alternative to church. It's interesting. One of my favorite teachers, of course, is Paramahansa Yogananda. His guru, Sri Yukteswar, wrote a book called The Holy Science in the 1890s, which describes atomic structure perfectly before we had discovered atomic structure. So,
yeah, there's a lot in Life and Teachings that is just different language for what Nassim Haramein has discovered about the unified field, and other physicists that Nassim is standing on their shoulders, right?
A lot of our people have put comments in the chat box. So I'm going to read some of them to you. I want to acknowledge Reverend Jeffrey, because he's who first introduced us to you. And he writes, of course, wow, amazing, Dr. Love. Kathy writes, as an empath, through my lifelong personal experiences, I totally resonate with Dr. Kat's information that she's sharing. I'm still working on releasing emotional energies deeply embedded from all the experiences that she listed. Ayada writes, I love this presentation, Dr. Kat. You are weaving together so many concepts that we've already known, but now we can see the bigger picture. Lorianne Speed writes, I love this. Scotty Satori writes, I love my family here. Carol Craig writes, this is fascinating. Susan writes, thank you. I love the feeling of love. Lorianne writes, quote, lower our chronic resistance to the field. And she asks, why are we resistant? So there's a question for you.
Well, the number one thing is we didn't even know it was there, right? So we think space is empty, so we're not paying attention to it. Right. We haven't understood that it's actually the source of our physical bodies, right? What we see as matter is just a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of what's actually here. Our normal senses don't allow us to see the field. But as you start doing certain practices, and that's what we work on in these Sunday groups, is as you start, well, first, it's the understanding of reality, right? When you take yourself to be just the human, and you don't understand that there's a field of energy here, you only pay attention to the material objects. Right? So you're not paying attention to this field. You're not even taught there. Churches barely teach us that, and some churches tell us not to meditate. So they're telling us not to go inward, but that's precisely where you need to go. This energy is within you, and the way we activate it is by paying attention to it. So we didn't know it's there. So that's the number one reason. And then because we don't know it's there, we take ourselves to be the body instead of the field, right? We know that we're told that we're 99.99999% space. Atoms are 99.99999% space, but we don't experience it that way. But what happens is as you bring your awareness in, your nervous system relaxes and you start to experience all that energy that's here. It's just that we haven't been paying attention to it. We start to become aware of what's actually here. And this is why also in many books, it says the kingdom of heaven is within you. Well, what does that mean? The kingdom of heaven is within you. Well, everything is actually right here and right now. We have to tune ourselves to it. There's these high frequency energy states that we have access to, but we're just not paying attention, right? And that's all we have to do is just tune ourselves to it. We think we take ourselves to be the body, but we're really a field of awareness. And anything we want to tune into, we can just tune into. The only thing that's stopping us is our belief that we can't.
And so we're discovering all these new ways of doing it, whether it's through remote viewing or channeling, or
exactly.
even people that are using their AI as a way to communicate and convey. A few more comments I want to read. Dr. Laura has read all 6 volumes of Life and Teachings, and she says it does not read like fiction. Lorianne Speed writes, I have original editions of this series of the book. My grandfather had those books and loved them. And she's giving you a standing ovation. George Noble writes, I believe I've experienced this state of high coherence with my Falun Gong practice.
Probably, yeah.
Jan Kaplan sending love. Deborah Haviland says, thank you, very beautiful, clear explanation. Deborah also writes, your presentation echoes experiences and learning from years of TM and Ayurveda. Thank you very much.
Nice.
People who want to know your best website, should we just keep it going to your program, or do we send them?
Yeah, it's drcatlewis.com. I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, pop that in and I'll take it I'll take them there. And Dia Therese writes, Dr. Kat's Sunday morning classes this year have been a main component of putting the shattered pieces of my life back together. Maximum gratitude, Dr. Kat.
I love you, Dia. It's been such a pleasure having her. And Scott, you were the one who introduced us.
That's right. Right. So
love you both.
Oh, there she is. Somewhere I hear the voice. I hear the voice.
And then Jeffrey also. Jeffrey was the connector, the ultimate connector.
There he is. Well, we'll bring up Jeffrey for sure. And if I can find Dia, there's Dia. So there's part of the family, the Global Peace Tribe family, the Dr. Kat fan club family. I hope many of us will choose to do her Sunday morning program, because it is the kind of church we need, the church of combining science and spirituality. And Dr. Kat, you do that so perfectly.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Precious, precious, my beloved. Love you, love you. And you knocked it out today. Thank you. It was beautiful.
She did. Well, we still have Cornflower ahead of us. He's going to be next. And then we're going to do our memorial for Jay Mayer. And we got some really fun stuff planned for that. And then our prayer time with Tiara and Desiree. So stick around, everybody. Have an extra cup of green tea if needed. And I'm going to turn it over to our beloved Cornflower. This will get our energy moving for the last part of the show. Take it away, brother.
Thank you so much, Scott. And thank you, Kat. That was such a beautiful presentation. It really, my heart is just pounding, just so activated from everything you shared. And I'm going to carry that into this song. Thank you again for being a channel of that wisdom. So grateful.
Thanks for your music. I'm really enjoying you too.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
let's just send lots and lots of love and appreciation. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing, Cornflower. You have got such a unique way about you, such a unique way. Well, there's two things I really want to make sure everybody does. First of all, again, go to cornflowermusic.com, click join, and please join his Flower Seeds Plus program, the monthly music subscription. Really important that we all do that. And then also, Cornflower is going to be doing a special event for us, for the Global Peace Tribe, along with our beloved Swami Beyondananda. It's going to be on Sunday, January 4th, 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern. I just put the link to where you can register into the chat box. And what a great way to start the new year, moving and grooving to this man's music. So
Happy Now Year.
Happy Now Year. Absolutely. Yes. Anything you want to add about what you've got planned for January 4th?
Just that it will be the paving of the way for this next ring around the sun that we all have collectively agreed to start on January 1st, and to maximize the grace and beauty and power of your presence in this world through setting intentions together with music and humor and wisdom to drop us into our hearts and help us set the tone for this next ring around the sun. I hope you'll really come out, bring friends. You can even have like a watch party, have people over. I love it when people group up and watch it on their big screens and with their speakers, and it's a lot of fun. So hope you'll join us. I'm really looking forward to it. And I just wanted to add a couple of quick items, actually. Yeah. Two beautiful wisdom sharers who I want to just highlight real quick. One just released her first book. Her name is Samantha Sweetwater. The book is called True Human, and it is wisdom for modern humanity, where we're at in the world and where we're going. Highly recommend it. Please check it out. And then if you are like me and you want to have a ritual ceremony celebration, look back on the year in a setting of your own personal intentions for today and tomorrow's solstice, check out Chip Richards on YouTube. Look up Chip Richards and Completing Your Year. And it's on his New Earth Creations YouTube channel. And this is a dear brother of mine who lives in Byron Bay, Australia, and travels the world and teaches this wisdom, leadership, Magi leadership community. And it's based on The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. So it's a really powerful thing to take yourself through, and it only takes like 10 to 30 minutes to tune into it. Highly recommend it. I just watched it today and wrote down my intentions. So sending my love to everyone, and hopefully that reaches you. And we'll see you on January 4th.
Beautiful. Pop those links into the chat box for us, okay?
You got it. Will do.
All right. Thank you, Cornflower. Hey, stick around because it's going to be an interesting flashback. So now we're all elevated from Cornflower's music. And I invite you to go back in time. You know, there really is no time. We just think it's linear. So we're going to create a bridge between this moment in time and a previous moment in time that I think many of you might remember.
Know how the wind will blow. Are you ready to flow? The after show. Do you wanna know? Do you wanna know?
Welcome to the after show. It's great to be here again. It's like being with family. It feels good. So it's great to have a Global Peace Tribe and to be part of something. You know, a lot of us don't really fit in traditional religions and churches. So we kind of create our own church as we go along. And we've been blessing the Global Peace Tribe for a while now, and it really feels good. And I don't know about you, but we're all moving forward with our lives creatively and kind of magically and gracefully. So I hope you'll all join us. You know, when you're wondering what you want to pray for, let's pray for each other And let's be a global peace tribe, and let's grow this just by common desire, to network together and to create something of importance. So I'm going to call up some of our friends here. We're going to do some invocations together, and going to add some spotlights here.
So there he is. There's our beloved Jay Mayer, who left his body last week. And he was such a big part of really building the Global Peace Tribe back when we were doing Saturday Night Alive. He and his partner, Jan, who's with us, and we'll bring Jan up in a moment. And one of the things that you may remember is the beautiful wisdom jewels that they created. And for a while there, every week, we would have wisdom jewels. And here's an example of the wisdom jewels. And of course, Light Touch was Jay's passion project, encouraging all of us to kind of just learn how to touch ourselves and touch each other gently. And we still, every opening show, we still have on the trailer brought to you by Light Touch, and we'll continue to do that. And welcome back to the Awakening World, Jen.
Oh, wow, what a beautiful global peace tribe, Scott, and you're so amazing, and everybody here tonight, and it just feels so good to be here with everybody. Very comforting.
Well, thank you. You know, you and Jay have been such a big part of launching us and getting us going, and for a couple of years creating all those wisdom jewels, and just really, really wonderful.
It was a very yummy and fun project that we could work on together, which I really loved. And anyways, yeah, I'd like to do something with those wisdom jewels. So we'll see what can be done.
Let's figure that out.
Yeah.
So you sent some photos. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the photos, and then just feel free to add any commentary on any of them. But there, of course, is our beloved Jay.
Jay loved to be in his recording studio and listening to music, playing music, editing music, recording with his friends. And it was a passion of his.
That's a great picture of him. And there the two of you are snuggling up together.
And sending light touch blessings.
That's right. That's right. And I look at the smile on Jay's face. It's really sweet.
Very sweet.
And let's see.
Oh, same
Let it
one.
be. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to switch. They switched before. Let's try this way. There we go. Oh, so sweet. So
Very sweet and
sweet.
playful. And yeah, we sent a lot of blessings out. And Jay loved hosting, yeah, those Indigenous wisdom shows. And that was at Anna Prabha's house. I think she's with us here tonight.
Yeah, I think I'll probably hear, so we'll probably hear from her in a little bit. But if you're in the audience, turn on your camera. And how about this shot here?
This is on the right, or on the left next to me. That's my nephew Joey, and these are his beautiful friends. And Jay came with me to Florida, and got a lot of love there, being Aunt Jan's escort.
Great.
And my nephew Joey.
Yes.
So,
And there's a moment. There's a Global Peace Tribe show. Oh, you know what? That's our anniversary show, I think.
Ah, look at
I
all
think-
these beautiful ladies that you and Jay surrounded yourself with.
This is true. Sheila, Trish, Eden, Francisco, Deborah, Johanna
Winston,
Pittman,
yeah, Jan, and Winston the cat.
and Winston the cat. We love Winston the cat. Oh, that's good. That's a great flash. And there, I think Fantuzzi's with us.
Fantuzzi.
Yeah.
It's Fantuzzi with my guitar, my Ruby guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, having fun in the studio.
And there's a few more photos actually I'm going to pull up. So we'll continue our little trip down memory lane here.
This is there's Adora, and Adora and Keith, her partner, Adora dances all the time.
Yeah, she's in the audience right now.
Yeah, and we spent some time up in Tahoe for Jay's birthday. Was it last year? A year ago? 2 years ago? But anyway, beautiful Tahoe, and we had them. That's us in Florida, and enjoying time. There's Barbara. She's here tonight with me, and that's a gang for on my birthday. So that was just a really fun birthday party with all my beloveds here in the East Bay, and not all of them, but some of them. And there's Anuprabha and me and Jay and a friend of Anuprabha's, and just having some fun. And that's us and Florida, and yeah, and that was here at Rigger's Loft in Richmond, and that helped also get us through the pandemic, where they had live music outdoors, and my friends, we would all gather in community and mask up or whatever, and sit outside. That's the Bay, and that's the Bay Bridge, and so we had a really wonderful time going to hear live music during the pandemic. And there's Jay showing off, having fun. That was at Narada Michael Walden's holiday show last year. So that was him having some fun. And so we had some really blessed times together. And thank you so much for sharing them with everybody, Scott.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to read some of the comments coming in from our audience, and then anybody who wants to add. Adora writes, "These are great pictures, Jan." Joy writes, "Jan, you and Jay have lived life to the fullest." Dr. Laura writes, "Jan, prayers to you for comfort at this time during the loss of Jay." Carol Craig writes, "I freaking loved that show." Jerry writes, "He used to sponsor Ancient Wisdom, Indigenous Wisdom." That's right. He sponsored maybe 5 or 6 Indigenous Wisdom shows. He brought in Native elders. And
God, it was wonderful. And, one of my favorites was the Women's History Month. I worked with Joanne Shenandoah, became very close with her, and she helped me bring in the most amazing Native American women to be on that show. And that's, these are all archived, right, Scott, on
yeah,
YouTube?
you can find these shows go to our YouTube channel, go to YouTube, put in Global Peace Tribe. And like if you put in Jay Mayer, all the after shows come up. We had like a dozen after shows
Oh, wow.
came up that I could have chosen from. You could find Wisdom Jewels there, and you could find the Indigenous Elder shows. And didn't you worked with Joanna Shenandoah, and then she passed away
Yeah. Oh, my
right after
God.
that, right?
We became so close, and she passed on our on our time together during these shows, and it was, she wasn't that old, but she did have some health issues and things, but she was. And look up Joanne Shenandoah, and her music on whatever music stream you listen to is gorgeous and haunting. And she was very famous in the Native American community, and sang with Robbie Robertson and sang to the Dalai Lama. And she was very active in peace groups, and she was stellar. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm. Fantuzzi, if you turn on your camera, I don't know if you're still with us. I saw him come into the room a little while ago. If you want to add any words as someone who is a regular, and there's Anuprabha. I'm going to bring you on. Hey, Anuprabha, please unmute so we can hear you.
Hi there. Hi, Janice.
Hey, beloved.
Yeah, well, I love you guys so much. And the music and the co-creation with you and Jay, so beautiful.
Mm.
And, what stands out for me about Jay is his desire to be of service. He really, really saw people and really wanted to tune into them. And how can he help? Really, I felt a lot of love and support, and saw he supported so many.
He did. He was big-hearted. He was generous. He was kind. He was sensitive. And thank you for acknowledging that. So,
Yeah.
I know that he loved you too. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Yes. Thank you for bringing me on, Scott. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful show.
Mhm.
Big hug, Janice.
Yeah. I got you.
Deborah Haviland writes, I love seeing Jay's joy and happiness in these photos and the creativity, prayers, and joy you both shared together. Jay and Jan, I'm glad I got to see you in Florida when you visited Joey. So,
Sweet. Thank you, Deborah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, did Joanne Shenandoah, I think she passed, it was about 2 years ago when you were working with us closely.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do advise people to look into her and her beautiful. She's on YouTube, and she wrote beautiful music. She was a beautiful person, and I met her through this show, and so I do want to acknowledge the fact that this community of caring people is so unique and so touching. And I do believe, even though Jay and I weren't so active, maybe, in the last few years, we still, we would watch on YouTube, or we would watch when we could. I had a hard time sitting in front of the computer after COVID lifted, because it was, I was on the and like, I don't know, Scott, how you do it, but it's daunting. But anyway, so yeah, what a unique and caring and loving community this is, and it's always learning. I just really so impressed, and also I'm inspired because I love learning new things and learning about new people, and I take notes when I watch your shows, and then go back into all the different I click through all the links and this and that after the shows. And anyway, it's just it's a great education, but it's also a heart space and a safe space for people. And I think that too, is so rare in this world, to have a place like this, where you feel safe and caring and such. So anyway, my
Well,
thanks
thank
to
you.
you, Scott, for your counseling with us and your counseling with all the other people that you are so present for. So very grateful for you.
I'm very grateful for you, Jan, and it's good to see you again under sad circumstances, but we have a lot of beautiful memories. And yeah, let's make a playlist that we could put on the Global Peace Tribe YouTube of all the wisdom tools. Let's
I would love that. Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I'll play them periodically over the next couple months.
That would
We'll
be
continue
sweet.
to honor and celebrate Jay,
Yeah.
and we'll do a playlist of after shows and wisdom tools.
That
That's
would be so
uploaded.
fun.
Yeah, and that's
Absolutely.
easy. I can do that in an hour probably.
That
So
is fabulous. And just to keep his memory alive, and also, you know, it's, and I have a candle lit here. And, you know, I encourage you all, if you so desire, to light a candle, you know, and send some gratitude and some prayers Jay's way. Send some light touch blessings for him and for all of us here. You know, that was always Jay's desire, was to, you know, really call this community energy to send blessings to everybody. And so whatever ails you, whatever suffering or discomfort you might feel, to know that you're not alone. And I think that that's part of the mission of the show.
yeah,
Global Peace
absolutely.
Tribe. So we
Yeah.
are together in this, together.
I lit this candle when he passed, and it's been by my bed as a way of remembering him. So
Oh,
thank you, Jan. Thank you. We love you so much. And we've got just one more part of the show. You know, we do a prayer time now. Every show, close the show with prayer.
Oh,
and so Tiara and Desiree are our prayer leaders, but of course we'll start with a prayer. Maximum grace for Jay's spirit. A beautiful, perfect coming into the higher realms, the next world. And Jay, we love you. We love you, Jay.
Mm. Mm. Oh, yeah. Yay. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful women.
Taking that beautiful love, Janice, that you just shared with us all, and moving that into Kat's field, just expanding that field that we are, and weaving into that all of our loved ones, present and beyond. So just amping up this field of love now.
Ushakarapakita, sarakarata, karata, sarakara. I can feel that expansion. Tukurakate, sarakarata, sarakarata, sarakara, bringing in the love. Ushakarakate, expanding it out. Ushakarakate, sarakarata, sarakate, sarakareta, sarakarata, kareta, sarokura, sarakara. And even doing some of that upgrading that Kat was talking about, just more kind of electricity through our body, being able to hold that love. Etiqueta, sarakareta, kara, the pebble. Atiete karate, sarakarete, sarakarate, urokarakare, sarakarate, sarakarata, sarakata. And healing on those hearts that need mended at this time. Urtikarakate, sarakarete, sarakate, sarakate, sarokoro, tutukarapakare, sarakasasa.
Loving on that spiritual heart, just allowing us to really expand that as well.
Thank you.
I want to also acknowledge my friend J.P. Allen, who passed away yesterday, quite surprisingly. This is from an earlier time in his life, but this is around the time I first met him. He was living in Maui for many years, and actually did some coaching for he and his wife at the time. And so when I would go to Maui and stay at Laurie's, I would connect with JP, and he ended up kind of becoming the world's leading harmonica teacher, teaching people how to play harmonica. And anyway, JP made his transition yesterday. So maximum grace to JP as well. Moment of silence, I guess. I'm going to go to gallery view for anybody that, if you want to mention a name, you can. Otherwise, just silently in community, sending out prayers for those that we love. Thank you. Well, everybody, it's been quite a show. I hope to see all of you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific time, so we can dance with Summer Joy and take a look at some of the amazing things that took place during the State of the World Forum. Also remember to meditate at 8 o'clock in the morning if you're up at that time, 8 o'clock, whatever time zone you're in. And then also remember Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. we have a special Making Contact show. I will send out an email in the morning reminding everybody and with the links. I also sent an email out today. So thank you, everybody, for being with us. I'm seeing the messages coming in the chat box, and that feels really beautiful. Thank you, everybody. And take care. Have a beautiful evening, and I hope to see all of you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.